everyone. So joining me now via phone, of course, from a very safe distance, as that's how we're doing all of our our interviews these days. Steve Mackey joins us on the line. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm very excited to talk to you.
Thank you.
A mutual friend of ours sent me this track, "Experimenting." Is that the full name of the song itself?
Yeah. We call it experimenting.
And I absolutely love it. It's very
Thank you.
catchy, but it's also unique. It's got some elements to it that aren't like what you normally hear, on the radio, shall we say. Who,
Right.
who else is on this with you?
So I have my friend Andy Ryan, or the great Ann Dizzle, I guess is his rap name.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, Andy Ryan, and then Timothy Thorpe, who goes by Mr. Good Bars, and he actually owns and operates the Toy Box Studio in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so he made the beat and produces everything and mix masters all that fun stuff, and he's a real good dude to work with.
I think. I think I've talked about him with another guest we had on the show. There's a band. Oh, now I'm forgetting who it is, but his name has come up before, absolutely. And the name of the studio is the Toy Box.
Yeah, the Toy Box, and
Okay.
he's actually in the band Sepsis, which is a
Yes,
local band, but they just got signed. Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
was thinking of. Yeah, Sepsis has been on the show. I,
Oh wow, no, oh cool.
yeah, yeah. This was a while ago. Actually, I think they might have been on a couple of times. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
And then so you're the lead vocal on the track?
I am, yeah. So on that track, I do the chorus and the first verse,
Okay.
and it's actually like my first attempt at really doing like hip hop type music. They were talking about doing something like Post Malone type stuff, and I was like, all right, I guess I can give that a shot. Like, so this is what we came up with, and we took the Alan Watts intro, and then just kind of built off of that. And I literally just sat there in the studio. You watch the engineer put the beat together, and it's just crazy how many different windows and different things they open up and shortcuts he's hitting on the keyboard. And he made the beat, and then we wrote the song right there. So it all came together in about probably 4 hours from start to finish.
That's amazing to me because it's so good and it sounds great, and like I said, it's kind of original. In that I've never heard anything quite like it. I think it's that what is that from the dialogue and everything that's at the beginning and the end of the track.
So the dialogue is actually Alan Watts, just talking about love. He's
Okay.
just got like a way of explaining things, on a scientific level.
Now who is
Uh,
that? Who is that? Alan Watts?
yeah, Alan Watts. Yeah, he's I guess you could say he's a scientist and philosopher, and he's definitely a good speaker. He has a lot of you know tracks that you can actually listen to of him just explaining things and talking about life and philosophies he has on different things and self-help books, that kind of stuff. Like he's just brilliant. It's really boring to listen to, but if you take the information he's telling you, he's actually extremely brilliant, and
Interesting.
you can learn a lot from. Yeah.
No, and it fits the song perfectly. I mean, that's great. So this all came together in 4 hours. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
that song literally came together in 4 hours.
that is wild. Wow. And then but you must have had. Did you have the lyrics already, or did you come up with those on the spot?
No, we actually everybody wrote their own parts. So
Y-
everybody, Andy raps first, and Good Bars goes second, and then the hook in my verse. I wrote all that.
Yeah.
So we all just literally just sat there, bebopping our heads together, listening to the track over and over and over and over again, just the instrumental. And we had our notepads and we were writing, and then I came up with the hook, and then from there we just listened to the hook over and over and over again, and they wrote their parts to try to fit kind of the mood and the vibe that I was going for. and it all just kind of came together. It was cool. It's kind of cool to watch the process, especially where I'm still fairly new at this myself. So,
Mm-hmm.
the engineering aspects of everything is really interesting.
Yeah, was this your first time recording in a real recording studio, or have you done this before?
It was, so it's my second song that I've recorded, but it's probably my best for sure.
Yeah.
I like when you make music, somebody told me a while ago, they're like, it's funny, if you just keep pumping out songs, you're going to get to the point where, like, you're more worried about making your next one better, and you already start to hate the first stuff that you made. And I'm already, so I'm already there with that first song. But this is the first song that's been, professionally done all the way through, mixed and mastered. It's being put out for free right now.
Mm-hmm.
Every song going forward from here will be up streaming on iTunes and be fully licensed and all that stuff. But this is the first song under my stage name, I guess, is Stev3M. So this one's going up completely free. This is just a feel-good song. Everybody's stuck inside right now. Everybody, enjoys love.
Yeah. You said something too that kind of sounded like, have you done other genres of music prior to this, or because it kind of sounds like you're just kind of now getting into this space that you're working in? Is that correct? Or
yeah, I'm honestly just getting into all of it. I don't put myself in any sort of genre just yet, just because I don't really know myself.
Yeah.
This kind of all started, I think, like 2017, and it was a song that I really liked, and I was standing in my mom's bathroom, and I recorded myself singing it completely a cappella without an instrumental.
Huh.
And within probably 3 weeks, the video blew up and had like 1,800 views, and it was surreal. It was really, it was a really cool feeling. I sing different, I guess, than I do on this track normally, or when I'm, like when I'm really trying to belt it out versus when you're trying to do some hip hop stuff. A lot of people have actually told me that they like some of the other videos that I've done a little better, just because you can hear my voice more.
Yeah.
Than the more hip hop stuff, but that stuff is definitely coming. We have 2 songs in the works right now. One of them's completely acoustic, and there'll be like no auto-tune on my voice whatsoever. It'll be kind of like, you're listening to Ed Sheeran sit in the studio and just sing to a guitar. So
yeah.
Definitely trying to do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Cool. And those videos, I mean, are those still up? Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, some of those videos of, so I've been calling them car acapella sessions, and since this COVID stuff happened, we can't really go anywhere or do anything. So I've honestly just been, I've been practicing different styles of songs and different music, and I'll go out to my car at 2-3 in the morning and I'll actually record myself on my phone doing an acapella.
No kidding.
And, yeah. So I call those the car sessions, and those are on YouTube on the same channel as the other track that I sent you guys. So,
oh, that's awesome.
And also on my Facebook.
Yeah. Do those do you ever do one of those and then delete it and redo it, or are those all first take?
Those are pretty much all first take. If I put it up, I put it up, and that's it. I actually think that the fact that they're not perfect is kind of endearing, and because I'm allowing people to see the process too. Like I've never had a voice lesson. This is something I did as like kind of a joke and just like a little bit of a hobby.
Yeah.
And then people randomly started reaching out, and then more people started reaching out, and then now 3 years later, I have. I don't want to say who, because there's nothing set in stone ever, but there are, signed artists that are reaching out for me to maybe do features in the future, and some pretty big names in the industry that are coming forward. So it's like, it's kind of steamrolling right now, and it's all crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
2 weeks ago it was singing in my car and just putting this on Facebook, and now I'm doing a radio interview with you. So it's like, you know what I mean?
You just never know. Yeah, that's great.
Right.
That's great. So you've never had a voice lesson. So you just, I mean, have
Yeah,
you?
this is all natural. I actually am still scared to death to sing in front of people. So like, for me to sing in the studio, it's been interesting. But once I get comfortable with the producer, and it's just me and him, or me and maybe one other, whatever. But if I were to like sit here and try to sing on the phone for you, or have even one other person in this room sitting next to me, my voice would shake. So I'm still getting over that aspect of everything. But
Yeah.
the more I do it, the more comfortable I get.
Oh yeah. That'll come. And then I mean, granted, some performers never lose entirely that little bit of nervousness, but you don't necessarily want to lose that entirely either. It's good to be a little bit, I mean, there's different kinds of nervous, and to be, nervous but excited about something is a good thing. So,
Right. Yeah. I just had a guy that plays in front of crowds, literally, and he's like, it's probably never gonna go away. He's like, I still go out there and I get nervous.
Yeah.
I've done it this amount of times where once you start and you start singing and you start getting in your rhythm, it goes away. But first walking out there, it's nerve wracking every time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, cool. Good to know.
Yeah. No, that's good though, because if that's your normal, and it may very well be, then it's once you start to lose that, once you get used to it and you start to lose that, then you've got a problem.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's, how many of those videos have you done, by the way? Do you know a rough number of those car acapella videos?
Maybe 5 or 6.
Okay.
But I'm also posting more all the time. So I might go post another one tonight. Might be tomorrow. But I pretty much I sit around and I try to write my own music. And then if I'm thinking of a certain style, I'll try to find a song that I really like, and then I'll practice that one. And then since I'm practicing it anyway, I'll go make a video, and people like to see the process. So it's kind of getting everybody else involved too, which is nice. And a lot of people are excited, and it feels good when people comment and they're like, "Hey, it sounds really good, man." You're like, "Oh, thank you." Like, I needed that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is not necessarily a music question, but I do find myself asking everyone this these days. How are you doing with everything that's going on? Are you holed up at home? Or are you able to? I don't know. I don't know what you do for work, if you're an essential worker or anything like that. So you have to go out. I mean, how are you kind of maneuvering through this? This whole weird thing that we're going through.
No, everything's definitely weird right now. Fortunately for me, I was not technically an essential employee, so I got to hang out at home for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, I had some money saved in the bank, so I haven't been working, but I've been trying to use my time to at least stay constructive.
Yeah.
So I can't go to work. I actually start work back again tomorrow, so that's good.
Okay.
But, yeah. But I figure I could sit around and watch Netflix and play video games and do absolutely nothing, or I can at least I told myself I would do at least 2 positive things towards my music goals every day. Whether it be sitting down and trying to write a song, or work on a song that I already wrote, maybe change something, or find new instrumentals, or talk to some of the producers that I've been working with and see if they've got any ideas or instrumentals, or you know what I mean. I've just been trying to push something music related at least 2 steps every day, so that I don't lose any momentum, because this thing is definitely going forward right now. So
yeah. No, that's great. And, I think that's the right way to approach something like this. If you can, use this time to, make the best of it, and be creative and be constructive and whatnot.
Right. You got to try to come out better.
Yeah, exactly. And, too, I've been saying to everybody, we're very fortunate that this is happening when it's happening, because if this had happened 30 years ago when we didn't have nearly the level of technology that we have now, it would be very difficult to be constructive and creative at home.
Yeah.
We live in an era where, I mean, because I'm old enough to remember, pre-internet times, and we live in an era where I can actually record a radio show from home. One time,
right. Well,
that would not have been possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people can be doing right now, definitely.
Yeah.
And especially with the internet, like everybody's at home watching right now, so it's the best time, I think, for what I'm trying to do, in a sense of, if we're releasing music and people really vibe with it and they like it, now's the time they're going to be sitting at home all day and they're willing to listen to it in the first place. So, we're just trying to, at least me and a lot of my friends that are doing this music thing, we're just trying to entertain people and get our names out there and finally do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, and I think that's a great way to look at it. You've got this is a moment where you're likely to have a captive audience, because so many people are stuck at home and they're looking for things to do. They're looking for new things creatively that are interesting to them. Music obviously being a big one of that. So I think that's a great way to approach it. And now, are you from here originally? Are you from Manchester?
Well, I was born in Nashua, and then I think from 19 to about 26, I think I had an apartment in Manchester, and I lived there for quite a few years.
Okay.
But I'm from like the general area,
yeah. Yeah, cool. And how do you know? So it's Veronette who connected us. How do you know her?
Yeah. She is a friend of mine through Facebook. And that's about where it starts and ends. She just ended up liking the song, and she told me she knew a guy, and she wanted to introduce me to some people, and here I am. It's pretty much that simple.
Yeah, great. No, I'm glad she did, because like I said, I played the track, and I said, wow, this is fantastic, and I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Now, do you have? It's probably tough right now with everything going on, but do you have any kind of a general ETA on when we might hear some of the newer stuff that you're working on?
Hopefully in the next couple weeks to couple months. It all depends on if I can convince my new producer to open up his space or not.
Yeah.
And when I can get him to do that. We do have a couple videos up on YouTube, and I'll still be doing the car a cappella things, and probably, singing some stuff over some beats as I write. But as far as actual studio tracks and all that stuff, it's kind of up in the air, but it's not hopefully going to be too far away. We definitely have some stuff written and some stuff ready to go. So as soon as we can get in there, there'll definitely be stuff up for sure. Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, and we'll have to have you back soon, and we'll play some of the new stuff when it's ready. And we got to make sure too that we let people know where should they go to find everything that you're doing online, YouTube and Facebook and all of that.
Yeah. So right now, everything should be on Stev3M Music. And that's our YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's Stev3M Music. And then my name is Steve Mackey on Facebook, and I'm nowhere near 5,000 friends yet, so I will be accepting everybody interested in my music, and you can just add me and see everything on there too.
Outstanding. Well, again, congratulations, and it sounds like it's cool. It sounds like you're in the you're on the ground floor of your career. It's like it sounds like you're just at the beginning of it, which is exciting. It's cool to talk to somebody who's really just things are just kind of starting to take off, and I'm very glad, and we look forward to having you back again in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you. Glad to be here.